in our country through humor, respect, and grace. This is the Black and White series, keeping you informed, involved, and entertained in truth. And here are your hosts of the Black and White series, John Robert Duesenberry and ENichole.
Hey, that was fun. I like that.
That was fun. A little I think we needed some music. Wasn't it music?
There was a little bit of music. It was very light though.
Oh.
Maybe we need some more music or something. I don't know.
Maybe something a little. I don't want anything to change about his voice or what he said. Just something a little more
up there.
Yeah, just a back.
Just raise the music a little bit.
Oh, I thought the music was a little sad. You didn't think?
Oh, you want more like upbeat kind of music? Yeah.
You didn't think so?
Yeah, it's kind of like it's got like a jazzy tone to it.
More bluesy, I felt.
Oh, bluesy? Okay.
Jazzy would have been the more upbeat. But anyways, y'all know how we do. It's your girl ENichole, and I am here with none other than my most favorite, most aspiring, most complicated.
Complicated? I am pretty complicated.
I had to see if you were listening. And who are you? I don't want to say your name.
Oh, I'm Duesen B.
This is my Duesen B, everybody.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Black and White series.
Yeah, but this is definitely the Black and White series we're checking out here.
I'm just really want to say welcome to 2021, everybody. Yay! Because there's a lot of us that didn't make it. So I just want to take a 3-second moment of silence for those that did not make it to 2021, because those of us that are here, we are fortunate to be here.
Agreed. It was rough. I mean, 2020. I mean, we know at the end of 2020, I ended up having a really bad case of the coronavirus.
Yeah, well, I had corona and it was a breeze.
Well, it's because
no disrespect to everybody that had it. It was bad, but it was such a joke.
Oh my God, thanks. Appreciate that.
No, I'm just telling you about my experience.
That's good. Yeah, I'm glad. I'm glad that you had.
I am too.
No real major issues.
And I'm terrible that yours was awful. I can't even imagine. It was nothing but God, because how would I take care of my son if I felt like you? There was no way in the world I could be asleep for 5 days.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I was.
Yeah.
I think I got up on Christmas Day and watched the Wonder Woman movie. And I
heard it was trash.
It is not that good. Which sucks because of the new movie is awesome, right?
Right.
But yeah, we definitely, I was out for a very long time. It was kind of sucky.
I'm glad you're back, because some people go out and stay out.
Yeah, that's been, well, more than 400,000 people in the United States alone. So, and it's bad.
Oh, with that being said, I want to give a super shout out to our amazing producer, Salini. Oh, thank you for making our dreams possible.
Oh, did you hear that?
She's got sound effects.
Yeah, she's got sound effects.
But I think she only has one, because that's the only one she ever uses.
She's got some more. We'll see them throughout the show, I believe.
I'll be back.
Anyways, today's topic, you guys, hey, feel free to
call in
and to 216-249-6991. You can also check us out on our Facebook pages and leave comments there. We can see what you're saying and holler right back at you.
Yeah.
And being that today is Tuesday, the 19th, tomorrow is a very, very special day, and one that caters right into the subject matter of our podcast.
Right. Yeah. And what is tomorrow?
Go ahead. Tell them about it.
Tomorrow is Inauguration Day. Yeah. We're going to get the 46th president of the United States, Joe Biden, even though some people disagree adamantly about that, which is stupid. He will be inaugurated tomorrow during the day. And of course, Kamala Harris will be then inaugurated as the vice president of the United States as well.
Hey, you said her name better than anybody I've ever heard it, even myself.
Really?
I actually call her Kamala. I mean, I do it on purpose, even though I know it's wrong. But has she ever said her name?
Yeah, I thought I heard it once.
Her saying it, not anybody else.
I don't know.
That's what I'm trying to tell people.
What if
somebody please pull up a clip where this woman actually says her dang old name?
Why don't you work on that, Selena? Why don't you work on
that'd be awesome.
Pulling up a clip of Kamala Harris saying,
I am Kamala. She got to say something.
Do it on the computer, not on your phone.
Yeah. So, anyways, what's historic about? Oh, I keep leaning down. I guess they can hear me if I say that.
Yeah, they can. We got 2 microphones, man. We're killing it.
What's so significant about Miss Kamala Harris? I like the way you say it better.
Oh, thank you. Well, Kamala is actually the first Black woman to ever be inaugurated to the vice presidency of the United States. She's also Indian, but she is the first Black woman to ever be inaugurated as vice president of the United States of America, and first woman too. So not only is she the first Black woman, she's also the first woman.
Oh
first
yes,
Indian woman.
yes, she's got a lot of layers.
Oh yeah, and like she's made. First of all,
Who's Indian in her family?
I believe her father is I can't remember, to be honest, but I thought it was her father that was Indian.
No, she has to say it.
Oh, yeah. See, this is actually, see how we've upgraded here into our
That's
system?
awesome.
Isn't it
Really
cool? Yeah, it is. Really
They
cool.
can't see this, can they?
No, they cannot. They can only see us, which is important. We could share that screen and actually.
No,
have it.
no, we don't.
But that's
I was
okay.
just curious.
But yeah, it's going to be awesome tomorrow. And
Yes.
she is being sworn in by Sonia Sotomayor, who was the first Latin American Supreme Court judge,
Which is awesome.
which is actually really awesome. And I don't remember, I guess they said that she's using 2 different Bibles for the swearing in ceremony. And I can't remember the reason.
Kamala is?
Yeah, Kamala.
So she requested the 2 different Bibles?
Yep, she requested 2 Bibles. Each of them has significance for the reason why she is using them. I don't remember what the 2 are, which 2 Bibles they are, but
what are the reasons?
I don't remember the offhand right now.
You're usually the brain behind
I
this stuff.
use.
I just am so curious to know what the heck could the Bibles. Black people always got to be so extra, and I can say that because I'm Black.
I don't know. I mean, we could.
Well, that's just
our research person
stereotype.
can eventually.
You know.
Yeah, it's your thing.
It's your thing.
It's not my thing. It can't be my thing. It to be, yeah. It's okay.
Well, with that being said, I had a whole list of fun facts.
Oh, what are those fun facts?
That have to do with Black people in politics.
Ooh.
Since tomorrow is a really big day for people of color and women in the nation itself. Actually, even though this has nothing to do with color, but is Joe Biden the first vice president that got elected to be president?
No. There's been a lot of vice presidents who have been president.
Who else?
George Herbert Walker Bush, who was Ronald Reagan's vice president, became president in 1988.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I was just curious.
I mean, and then
Shows how
John
much
Kennedy,
I didn't pay attention in history.
John Kennedy, and Lyndon Johnson. Of course, Lyndon Johnson became president because Kennedy.
Yeah, that's right. So that didn't count, right? I mean,
Right.
like that literally, like
But there have been quite a few.
After a term, somebody else that popped in the scene.
No, what is different is that for him is that usually, not always, but usually the vice president immediately follows the president.
Right.
With the next term.
So, exactly. So
But-
that is the differences that they had.
Yeah, there was a term in between.
Okay.
So that is a major difference.
Well, let me ask you, do you know who the first woman representative was?
In the House of Representatives?
Yes.
She was from Cleveland, I think. Maybe I'm wrong. I can't remember offhand.
Well, it was actually Shirley Chisholm,
Oh, really?
the first African-American woman elected to the House of Representatives. Not only was she the first woman, but she was the first Black woman.
Oh,
She broke ground again 4 years later in 1972 when she was the first major party African-American candidate and the first female candidate for the president of the United States.
oh, that's right.
Yes.
That's,
that is
in
right.
'72, she was running with who was running against? Was it Barry Goldwater? No, it wasn't Barry Goldwater. I don't remember who it was that was running against Nixon. It was Shirley Chisholm. Oh, okay, yeah. I remember that. Well, that's
Yes.
actually kind of cool.
Yeah, so I thought that was interesting, being that
That's a fun fact, actually.
Kamala is whatever Kamala is doing.
Yeah.
Um,
Apparently, she really likes Converses.
yeah, so tomorrow, she's also a part of a Black African American sorority,
Yeah,
Alpha
AKA.
Kappa Alpha,
Okay.
AKAs.
Yeah.
Yep. But everybody, I shouldn't say the entire, all of us that are participating.
Yeah.
And this has nothing to do with being Greek or not,
Right.
sharing the same letters, but just celebrating the fact that there is a woman of color as vice president. We're all wearing Chuck Taylors and pearls tomorrow. So
that's awesome.
Those of you that are watching, put on your Chucks and your pearls. Guys, you can be supported by wearing your Chucks too.
I like it. I don't have any Chucks. Maybe I'll go out and buy a pair.
Yeah, I'm literally going to go buy some today. Legit.
Now, are you a member of the I think it's called the Divine Nine. Is that what it's called?
Oh, no, I'm not in a Greek sorority.
Oh, okay. Because that was what I had learned that last night. I had
Yes.
never known that there's something called the Divine Nine, where it's like 9 specific sororities.
African American.
Yeah, that's really cool. Actually, I love that. I love that the concept is not only are they loyal to each other within their own sororities, but then there's other groups.
Absolutely.
That's really cool. Yeah.
Absolutely. Who is there a guest keynote speaker tomorrow?
No, I mean, obviously Biden will speak.
Yeah.
And then I don't know who is it John Roberts that's swearing him in? I think it's Roberts because he's the Chief Justice. I think John Roberts is doing it. I might be wrong about that. Of course, his wife is really super talented, Jill Biden. I can't wait to see her.
Oh, she can? We can play the piano, right?
Who?
What does she do?
Jill Biden has a doctorate in education.
No, but you said talented. I'm not talking about smart wise. I'm talking about
I think it is the piano.
artistry. I thought it was the piano, but
I think it is the piano. I think she's super talented that way.
My next question to you is, as if you've been talking to the White House, so I can just ask you all the questions.
Sure. Yeah, that's my deal. I've got them on my line. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I'm like,
Yeah.
who's on your line?
Yeah.
I forgot. What was I gonna say? Oh, I really am kind of bummed that Trump is not attending
Yeah.
the election. I mean, the inauguration.
Yeah.
Especially when all these people were there for attending his.
Yeah.
Do you know how so is he still going to greet Joe Biden and his wife at the White House? You know how they take their final thing in the helicopter?
No, supposedly what's going to happen is Trump is going to leave tomorrow morning before everything starts happening.
And never come back?
He's going probably home to New York.
Right. Well, they said he was going to some resort in Florida or whatever.
Yeah, or Mar-a-Lago, whatever.
Yeah, oh, yeah, right.
There was a rumor that he was going to try to go to Scotland, and Scotland said nobody can come into their country for the next couple of weeks because of coronavirus. Right. So he can't go to Scotland. And then, but I guess Florida, New York, Mar-a-Lago. I don't know.
So he's not going to do that. I mean, I get not going to not that I get, but okay, you don't want to go to inauguration, fine. But you know how they always do the thing at the end, where they take the helicopter and.
Oh, you mean when President Obama met him and was really nice to him, shook his hand?
Yes,
it was polite.
Yes, he went to the White House and Obama and them hopped on the helicopter and left.
Yeah, President Blimpy Face isn't going to do that. Yeah, no.
Oh, he's not going to do that?
No. Why would he?
Well, I mean, you just think some people will have some sort of moral compass or a change of heart, or I mean, just like one small token, you're not going to do one.
Not even one thing, huh?
That's how I feel too.
Yeah. See, she has other.
I know she's good with this.
She's getting it. Yeah. She's getting it. Right? I like it. Yeah. No. I think. Well, so my students here at the school tomorrow, they're actually going to be. They're actually coming in dressed professionally because we're going to be waiting for breaking news all day as well.
Oh, that's not funny.
That is not funny, but it's possible. I mean, we didn't think 2 weeks ago that people were going to storm the Capitol, but they did. Right?
I don't see anything on my page. I just want you to know nothing is there.
Go to your main page.
I'm on my main page, darling.
It's not there.
No.
What?
Not at all.
See, look, they're even talking to me. Hey, Big T the Radical.
They're on your page. It's not happening on my page.
Well, start so that we can.
That's okay. Well, I guess you'll have to figure it out next week.
Your
page, not Erica's.
Go to the setup real quick for me.
No, please don't, because you're gonna mess us up, aren't you?
No, it's right there. So it should be going right to your page, ENichole.
Y'all picked the wrong page.
No, that's your main page. That's the one that you gave me.
No, but what you're not getting is there's two ENichole pages.
It's your Eric and Nicole.
Okay, are you going to listen or are you going to keep
Yes,
telling
ma'am.
me what I'm trying to tell you?
Yeah, I got you.
No, my business page and my personal page.
Right.
You clicked the wrong page. You didn't click they're named the same thing.
Oh, I'll have to edit that.
Yeah.
Well,
that's why it's not on my main page.
I am so sorry.
Yeah, that's okay.
We will reset it up and
I'm going to show you something just so that you know. See, watch this. When I hit switch account, see? See, this page is the one that you're on. But this one is the one you need to be on. This is the main one. This one. So I'm like, it's not on my page.
That's probably where I made the mistake.
There's nothing. There's like nothing on that page.
Then that is my mistake. I was trying to do something nice, and I
just was like, why? Because I know people would have commented. I know my people, they come through for me.
Oh boy. Well,
and I'm like, it's a little quiet in the studio today.
It did seem a little quiet.
It seemed a little. Now let me just liven it up. Clearly.
Clearly.
Anyways, what were we saying? Another fun fact that I wanted to talk about, since we're talking about black and white politics, is on Wednesday, October 28th, when Dr. King gave his speech.
Yeah.
I always find the whole, even though this isn't the same thing, but I always find like the whole inaugural process very interesting because of the tone that they like to set by who's speaking, who's singing, who's performing, da-da-da-da-da. And I remember when the former President Bill Clinton sworn in, he had the gospel choir with him.
What was it?
I don't know, whoever.
Okay.
But then when Obama, didn't he have what's her face singing with them little spaghetti straps on?
Wasn't it Alicia Keys?
No, but I thought it was Home Chick. I hate my brain.
We're gonna need to train Selena to be able to look these things.
I know, absolutely.
Like quickly. Real quick.
Yes,
boom,
right.
dude,
yes,
okay.
Exactly.
I love it. Yeah.
Yeah,
she'll get good at it. She's an amazing
brain. It's in progress.
You got what kind of brain? You're good.
Yeah, but to be behind, they got to be on it. They got to be Johnny on the spot, even more so than us.
I'm still picking your brain.
Okay, that's fair.
But what's the name of it? Well, then look up, anyways.
Who sang at Obama's inauguration, Selena?
You make me feel. Didn't Aretha Franklin sing it?
Wasn't it Aretha?
Wasn't it?
Okay, we're about to find out. She's actually pulling it up for us right now.
Well, she's doing Obama's, but if she put in who sings Aretha Franklin, I was right. Yes.
Was Aretha Franklin?
Yes.
I don't remember that.
Oh, you don't?
I'll tell you what. It was Aretha was amazing, so that makes sense for.
She had this little dress with these little spaghetti straps. I thought.
Well, she always had spaghetti straps on.
But she's like a big chested woman, and I was.
Oh yeah, that's
afraid
true.
that her spaghetti straps wouldn't hold up.
Because
she was singing. That's a lot of power.
That is true. And she has, you know what though? She's been doing it for so long with spaghetti straps. You think
they had some reinforcement. So
they had some tape and all kinds of.
They definitely did.
For whatever reason, I thought it was Alicia Keys that sang because she was really big at the time.
You think we all look alike?
That is not true.
So come on, I'm just being a complete jerk today.
Oh, that's awesome though.
That's just a stereotype that we always like to tease.
Yeah,
the racist radicals about. So, anyways, I brought all that up because Mahalia Jackson was the one who was shouting out when Martin Luther King was doing the speech that he initially wrote, but his speech became famous because the word is that he went off script. Yeah, and the things that he said weren't anything that he had originally written down.
Yeah, sometimes you get inspired, right?
Absolutely. Well, I don't know if you've ever been to a black church.
I actually attend a black church.
Oh yeah, you sure do.
Yeah.
How long have you been attending?
6 months now. I don't.
Have you experienced when the preacher or pastor or whoever goes off script?
Yes.
Right.
On occasion, my pastor likes to go off script, and she's a wonderful woman.
Yes. So, if you've experienced that, then you understand, that I'm sure that during that service that you felt the Holy Spirit in the air because there's no way, I shouldn't say this, for real. If you're tapped in, there's no way you're in a room with somebody and, they're performing the way MLK did or a lot of, preachers do when they go off script because they're being led by the Spirit,
Sure.
And And so I was just curious to see who, if, even though I know he's Catholic, but to see if Biden had any body there that would have him like really just speak from his heart, his spirit, and not from the paper. So that'll be interesting to see, because they both get a chance to talk. Will we get to hear from Pamela?
No, I don't believe that the inauguration in
Well, not Jay, but the parties and stuff afterwards, like that whole
Oh,
day,
yeah,
the
that-
whole day.
I mean, they're gonna be partying all
Yeah.
night, all night. Well, if Joe can keep up, he is 78.
Yes, yes, absolutely.
Honestly, what I'm hoping for is Kamala to be president eventually, at some point. Oh yeah,
I don't know if she's gonna get my vote.
really?
Yeah.
I like her.
Okay.
Okay, that's fair.
I like her too, but I don't know if I would like her to run the country.
Oh wow.
Now I would have let Michelle do it.
Yeah, me too.
I guess you know what? I have some unforgiveness in my heart, to keep it real, and I'm asking God to work through me with Kamala because of the laws like that affect my beautiful Black men, and I just don't think that I'm trying to be PC because I don't want these words to come back.
Well, she had a lot of prosecutorial indiscretions in California.
Yes,
she did. There are some things that she did there that were not good for Black men.
Right.
So
that's my concern. Like I wouldn't want that.
My hope is
that run the country.
I gotcha. My hope would be that she has grown and changed since that time. That's my hope.
That's everybody's hope. Yeah. But hope is. I heard Jim Carrey say this, and I actually like it. Right to it. Hope is like begging. It's weak. I don't even want to subscribe to hoping.
Oh, okay. Well, let's see. What's going to be interesting to see, because she's actually going to be one of the most active.
I'd rather just watch. Sorry.
All right. She's actually going to end up being one of the more vocal and active vice presidents of the United States.
I agree.
Because for one thing, we now have a 50-50 tie in the Senate, which means she's going to be actively involved in legislation.
Absolutely.
Which is perfect.
And
because
she's got history. She comes from there.
Yeah. She's a senator herself,
Yeah, absolutely.
Just resigned yesterday so she can take on the role of vice president tomorrow. So I think she's actually going to end up being one of the most potent
VPs ever.
I
totally agree with that.
Yeah, and I think I am. And here's the thing: I said this to a friend of mine as well. I know we're usually not this.
Well, what powers do the VP really have? Because if we look at all the VPs down the line, what did they really ever get accomplished?
Well, I mean, Joe Biden himself in 2008 was the guy 2009, that Barack Obama put in charge of all of that money going out to people, because there was a major issues with the housing crisis, and he was put in charge of all of that. So
what did he do?
He came up with legislation. He came up with, well, I mean, there's not much you can do other than.
My point being, what do these VPs really do?
Exactly.
So,
they're nice to people.
Exactly. But I am, again, these are just my personal opinions that don't take anything. I can have these opinions in addition to, I want people to, I feel like us Americans are very single-minded thinking.
Sure, yeah.
And they feel like because you feel one way means you can't feel another way, as if if I say something like I'm not a Beyonce fan, that means, oh, you hate Beyonce. No. I'm not. She's talented. She's beautiful. She can sing, but I'm not a part of the Beehive.
Right. Yeah.
I can have these dimensions in my. So I am very proud of Lady Harris tomorrow.
Yeah.
And,
I don't
writing, but I was just giving you my other honesties.
Oh, that's true. Well, I like that. I mean, I think we're always kind of, inviting to that kind of process, right?
We are.
Yeah.
We're the anomalies.
Are we? I think we are an anomaly.
Yeah. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know about you, but I am.
I'm kind of an anomaly.
Yeah. See, I thought so, but then when I said it, you questioned it. Like,
well, we're having a conversation. Are we or are we not having a conversation?
Which brings me to my next point, since we are speaking of congresswomen.
Okay.
Carol Moseley Braun, she made history when she became the first African-American woman to be elected in the U.S. Senate in 1992.
Yeah.
So I wanted to make sure that we gave a lot of homage to these women, these other Black women of color, these women of color who were in politics, who helped set the precedent for us to get a Kamala Harris in the VP.
Yeah.
Which, you know what? Let me just tell you this much.
Okay.
Pardon me, everybody. To be as the age that I am, I have to tell you, it is really cool to be reflective and think about the things, the parts of history that we legit are living through.
Oh, yeah.
I used to kind of get jealous of, I shouldn't say jealous, but more so envious of like people in the past who like have lived through the 70s or the 80s or the civil rights era or, you know, the Jim Crow era, or they lived through, like they got to live through the things that we, you know, the stock market crash, the Great Depression, they got to live and survive. And I just felt like initially growing up, life was just so easy, so to say, and so good, you know, with our country, you know, with Clinton and even the Bushes, when everybody was in office, and Reagan's, like it was, you know, we were cool, more or less. I mean, it wasn't anything. But now we have lived through so many things that have to be rewritten in the children's history books. Like they have to revamp all of that.
Yeah. It's going to be...
The biggest thing for us was 9/11. And we've had 9/11 10 times over, it seems. Storming the Capitol, look at this stuff.
I will tell you that one of the things, and this is going to be very brief, if you're 18 or 19 years old in this country right now, I can completely understand you not trusting the leadership of this country because you were born after 9/11 and you've lived through some pretty horrifying things right now. Like if you're a kindergartner, or if you were born, let's say in 2002, in 2008, there's a good chance your parents lost their house, right?
Yes.
Then you went through probably some of the biggest blocking ever in politics of Barack Obama, who was trying to do some pretty amazing work and just got blocked by the Tea Party. And then you go through the pandemic, you go through President Trump, who is not a good president, was an awful human being, an awful president. And now, of course, there would be a reason why you would not trust leadership in this country right now because of the way leadership is acting. So there's some pretty interesting things to talk about with that. So I feel as if though we need to do a better job for the kids.
Yeah.
100%. I think we need to, and my hope is that these children who are going through this end up seeing it as it is and learn from it, and they come out like, you know, diamonds. That's what my hope is. All the pressure turns them into a diamond.
I think what's important that I'm not seeing is that the kids don't have an outlet to talk about it.
Yeah.
Nobody's like we're talking about these race issues and you know, these things that are affecting our country, but they're not talking about it. They're just living in the moment, but they're not expressing, they don't have an outlet. But all that's going to be changing soon.
Yes, ma'am.
100%. So stay tuned, everybody.
Yeah. Awesome. Very cool. What are we going to do now?
I don't know.
Oh, hot seat. No hot seat for today.
Yeah, well, I wasn't prepared for hot seat question.
So you know what? Then why don't we just abruptly end the show?
Well, hold on a second.
I'm just playing.
Did you what were you doing? I tell you, have you ever attended? Let's talk. We can talk about it. Have you ever attended an inauguration before?
I have unfortunately not been able to attend an inauguration.
Well, I was fortunately able to attend Barack Obama's.
Were you really?
And I mean, like, I was in the front in the grass.
Oh, yeah.
Like I had a nice, super nice. Hey, are they letting people attend this one or no? Because
it's very vetted right now. Like very, very vetted. Because you know, there's 25,000 troops in Washington D.C. right now. So
they're gonna be all around the.
Oh yeah. Well, and interesting. I was talking about this. Apparently, the FBI has now been vetting all 25,000 of those troops.
I did.
Because you know, one of the major things that's happening right now is, the white supremacists are actually purposefully going into the military so that if something like this happens, they can attack. And
well, I mean, since we doing the show, let's talk about it. The all the terrorists that stormed the Capitol.
Absolute
And,
terrorists.
I don't know how much video you saw or what you saw, but there were a couple of things that stood out to me that were disturbing.
Yeah.
When it comes to the law enforcement there.
Yeah.
I seen one law enforcement open up the gate, telling the people to come in.
Yeah, that's bad. That's real bad.
And then I had seen another one have the audacity to escort her down the steps of the Capitol building. He held her hand and walked her down the steps. Somebody that just stormed.
Yeah.
He was courteous and took the woman's hand and walked her down. I saw it.
Yeah, I saw it. Man, I saw it absolutely 100%. Saw the exact same thing you're talking about.
Makes me feel like you're also in cahoots. Because when they were protesting for Black Lives Matter, you had police people pushing down 70 and 80-year-old elderly people.
Yeah.
Pushing them down.
Yep.
Hard, not like knocking them down. But you mean to tell me you gonna sit here and, mind you, the lady looked like she had to be at least 40, 50, no more than 60s.
Right, yeah.
You helping her down the steps?
Yep.
That was somebody black. They would have pushed them and rolled them down and could care less about how many steps her head hit going down.
Yeah, and I mean, there was such a double standard. I mean, if you don't believe in white privilege, then you obviously didn't just watch what happened, because that was everything that was white privilege. Some dude looking like a druid got into the freaking congressional house, like inside job.
Yeah.
You're not wrong, Dwayne. There are definitely people that say that they're members of the Capitol Hill or a part of this process. And now, I mean, the investigations are ongoing. It's insanity. It's insincere. And this is all that QAnon stuff that, where they pretty much take every conspiracy theory. And I miss that, because conspiracy theories used to be cool.
Yes, they did.
They used to be really cool.
Yes, they did.
And then all of a sudden, like, they take every conspiracy theory and like satanic pedophile lizard people are taking over the country. What are you talking about? Like, what are you talking about? Like,
it's got so far left, it's not even funny.
Yeah, it's so gross. It really is. And it's become stupid. And then the one that got me, I mentioned this to a friend of mine. There's a picture of a guy standing at the podium, right, for the Speaker of the House, and right above him is what's written in the House: "E pluribus unum." And "E pluribus unum" means out of many one, and that's because you're elected there. And I'm just sitting there thinking of how ironic it is that you didn't get voted there. You stormed there, and you're standing under there like it's some sort of thing. And you don't even realize it. Like, come on now. Just absolutely terrorist actions. It's amazing to me that only 69 people have been arrested, when on the day of Black Lives Matter's protests on June 1st in Washington, D.C., they arrested 316 people.
Could you say that again slowly for the people?
So
when they stormed the Capitol, how many people got arrested?
Well, since then, 69. On that day, 13. But since then,
either or, add them up together, it still doesn't compare to the Black Lives Matter protesters who got arrested, which were how many?
Absolutely. 316 on June 1st. There's been more since then, obviously. And then I hate that argument that it's, Black Lives Matter protesters were protesting all summer and they were rioting and they were.
I don't give two damns if they was protesting all year.
Right. It's a completely different thing. Absolutely 100% a completely different thing. You stormed Capitol Hill, right? There's a big difference between storming Capitol Hill and then somebody spray painting General Lee. Huge difference.
First of all, we don't even know if whoever spray painted or burned or broken or anything was actually part of the movement, because we're all smart enough to know how these people can infiltrate to make things seem. Hello, people. This isn't the first gusto. When how do you think they start tearing apart the Black Panther Party?
Yep.
How do you think they start getting the Bloods and the Crips to be gang rivals? They were Bloods and they were Crips, and they were initially, of course, but they weren't rivals until I don't know if you know this. There were two cops that dressed in opposite gang wear, with the mask covering their skin color, and started the gang war between the Bloods and the Crips.
Yeah. Well, and we now know that there are people out there who are starting to reunite those groups together.
Absolutely.
Under the same,
and the Black Panther Party is starting to.
absolutely, which is awesome, which is exactly what is needed right now in today's society. It's absolutely 100% needed. We need clear voices that can speak to the conditions
Absolutely. And that aren't afraid and that know the laws.
Yep. Yeah. One of the things that I will say that I have really loved seeing over the last year is the level of activism that has increased even more in the last year. And we know that, George Floyd was kind of one of the triggers for that. But the continued protesting, I do love seeing that there are some young people out there that continue to go out and protest. I don't know. I wish they had some other leadership, and I hope that they find leadership in members like the Black Panther Party.
More than just protesting.
Yeah.
This is not the 70s. People protested because they didn't have anything else. They didn't have these computers and these cameras and these gadgets.
Yeah.
It's not the answer. It was the answer then because that's all that they had was that. But
right.
We have to we got to do something else, whether it's not shopping for an entire day, whether it's, banding together on social media. I don't know. So it has to be the protests have to be able to become something powerfully digital. Yeah.
Economic too, as well.
Economical as well. Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, that's why I love the idea of the Greenwood Bank. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, that to me is, like one of the guys that is the main guy involved said is, show people what $2.5 trillion worth of wealth can do. And I agree with that. I mean, once you start voting with money, that becomes a real thing in a capitalist society, which is what we're doing right now. And I love hearing about that. I love hearing about a lot of my students now, which I love, are talking about things like improving their credit, talking about purchasing homes, how to become landlords, how to do that kind of stuff. And I think that's an important part of the conversation as well.
Absolutely right.
And for those of you who don't know, the vast majority of my students are Black, and I love hearing that. And I'm not saying that didn't happen before, but I like hearing it more now. I think it's happening more now to me, and I love hearing that.
Well, one thing is in the Black culture, unfortunately, we a lot of advancements we couldn't make because of the ignorance, because we simply did not know. Yeah. There's this questionnaire that they have that I've taken and my mom's taken it, right?
Yeah.
And they ask you all of this stuff or whatever, really these terms, or have you ever heard of let's say something like IRA or something like that,
right,
or whatever. And then after you tally it up, they tell you which category you fall into and why, why, which poverty category you fall into and why.
Yeah.
And the reason why is because more white people are privy to a certain amount of knowledge to help them become successful that Black people are not. And something as simple as how to buy a home, how to flip property, where to put your money into, what does a CD do for you? You know what I'm saying? All these all of EINs, LLCs, all these things
which we'll be doing probably pretty soon,
that we don't know anything about, but they do. And they know that this is going to equate this is going to do this. They know if they put a credit card in their kid's name at 13, by the time the kid gets 18, they have an 800 credit score. These are things that they know.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's awesome. It's something that's awesome to see and feel. Oh, hey. Little hiccup there.
Hiccup, burp, something. I don't know.
What should happen? It is what it is.
Right. It's all together.
But so I love hearing more and more about this. I love seeing more and more about this. And I love that we're able to grow. And what I think, my path, obviously, we've talked about this before, is to be a good ally and do what I can. Of course, really, me being a good ally is more about going into my neighborhood and saying, stop the BS, and that kind of stuff, and break the systemic racism there. That's really where we have to be at. Dwayne's laughing his behind off for some reason.
Right.
But yeah, it's good stuff, man. I love seeing where things are, and I love seeing the change.
And that concludes our show.
Oh, is that the conclusion? Yeah. I like it. It was a good way.
Your one zinger that one liner was perfect.
All right. All right, guys. So we'll see you, 2 weeks? Or we're going to do
Yes.
Tuesday or Wednesday, do you think? We'll figure it out.
Yes, we'll figure it out. But it is bringing us into the shortest month of the year, but of course, one of my dearest and favorites, African American History Month,
Oh.
Black History Month,
Yeah.
is when we will be back. And anybody that is in an interracial relationship, please inbox either myself or Duesenberry. We would love to have you on a special episode in February.
Yeah.
If you guys can get out during the day, please, please, please. If you know somebody, tag them,
Yep.
have them inbox us because we are looking. I'm also going to do some posts about this periodically until we get what we need. But stay tuned for these 2 exciting episodes that are coming
In February.
And I'm your girl, ENichole.
And I'm Duesenby.
I love his name.
Later.
John Robert Duesenberry.